So when they do it to a Tesla dealership, it's really bad. But when they do it to the halls of Congress, we should pardon them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're getting emotional.
I'm sorry you're a condescending person who hasn't been paying attention to what I do.
Okay.
You don't need to be condescending to me.
I'm
So
not
let me
condescending.
educate you about my position.
We've got a pretty heated CNN panel to jump into, with Scott Jennings getting awfully triggered like we've maybe never seen before, you know, the MAGA snowflakes as they do, but be sure to smash that like button. We really appreciate it. It's the best free way to help our channel grow, and we will get right into the video.
People ought to be put in jail and left there for a very long time and be taught a lesson.
So when they do it to a Tesla dealership, it's really bad. But when they do it to the halls of Congress, we should pardon them. Is that your position?
No, I've never. I don't
Are
support.
we okay with the January 6th pardons?
I know you haven't been around for a while, so let me educate you about my position about January the 6th.
I'm so sorry.
Let me
I'm so
educate.
sorry.
Let me educate you.
You don't need to patronize
you don't need to.
me.
You don't
I'm
need.
just
You don't need to be
saying,
condescending to
I'm
me.
not
So let me
condescending.
educate you about my position. You want to attack me? Let me finish it. Let me finish it. Let me finish it.
Let's do this January
I'm just
6th
asking
and
you
then
a
narrative.
question. I'm sorry you're getting emotional.
I'm sorry you're a condescending person who hasn't been paying attention to what I do.
Okay. Stop, guys.
So here's the issue. I didn't support what happened on January the 6th and was one of the first Republicans to call it out. I don't support the pardons. I have repeatedly, just like my friend Ashley here, said that no violence in our political system is acceptable.
Womp womp. The Nazi billionaire who wants to cut our entitlement spending gets absolutely no sympathy from me. Maybe stop trying to institute dictatorial level rule by the billionaire class, and people will go back to ignoring you and your billion-dollar company that avoids paying taxes like us working class Americans. Also, love how Scott is raising his voice at a woman, something he's yet to do at our president who's defying the Constitution. So great battle picking there. You gotta love conservative men. But no, the problem is Scott Jennings continues to carry water for the pardons, for Trump despite the pardons and every other unconstitutional, illegal, or just insane action that Trump does. So yeah, going, well, I disagree with that, or well, I'm not a fan of it, doesn't hit the same when you're gonna defend it anyway.
For what I
I'm not
understand, the
letting them
Teslas
out
will
of jail.
fall apart if you just leave them alone anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing really anybody really needs to do about it. Just drive them enough. Eventually, the things will start to just like.
I do think-
fall off the side.
I mean, that was hilarious, but I do want to use this quickly to piggyback and show how the Tesla is a great business for America, so Elon is great thing is kind of just a lie. As I alluded to already, Tesla often pays $0 in income tax on billions of dollars in revenue. And when it does pay tax, it's like 0.4%, far lower than what me or you would pay as like the middle class working Americans. He's fired striking US workers, adding to other layoffs, of which he then replaces with cheap H-1B visa labor. Teslas are literally falling apart in the streets as Tesla loses control of the US and the global EV markets. Their sales are dropping despite EV sales growing because people are unhappy with Teslas. I mean, they're just not very good cars. They just captured the market before anyone else. It's a very shitty workplace environment. Again, known tax dodger. So how much is it really contributing if it's not doing its fair share and it's not dominating the market anymore? While being run by a literal Nazi. I mean, let it die. That's my opinion. We don't need Tesla anymore. It's served its use. Let it die.
You have to get Congress involved in this process. I think we have a blueprint for this. You go back to the 90s. One of your former bosses, Bill Clinton, worked with Republicans in the House to figure out a way to shrink the size of government. They let go almost 400,000 people over a duration of time via buyouts. There's a process that we can do this well. I think it will be a net positive to the president and a net positive to the Republican Party writ large by getting members of Congress involved and engaged in this process.
And that's because Democrats are the only fiscally responsible party in this country. That's why Trump's last term added more to the debt than Biden. His term this time has more projected debt than Biden's term. It's literally not even close. And to be clear here on Clinton, I disagreed with a lot of the ways Clinton did go about balancing the budget, like the ways he wanted to attack welfare, move different things to the state like that. But the bulk of his cuts I did agree with, in that it came from the Defense Department. And what I did agree with was that he did all this while expanding healthcare and other social programs like food stamps, like WIC. And he did it the right way, went through Congress, had bipartisan support doing it. So why not just do that again? It's, again, something both parties support. Trump just wants to pretend like they're the fiscally responsible party, again, to sell the tax cuts. But he also just wants to seize this power for himself. And he's just using the front of, oh, the Democrats are protecting the corruption as a way to sell it to his base. And to his credit, I mean, they are eating it up. It doesn't take much with MAGA. The problem for us rational ones is that the game has clearly been given away. Elon isn't the smartest. Doge, I mean, they've lied. They've been caught lying about multiple numbers, like revising billions down to millions, millions down to tens of thousands. They've defied judges' orders. They're like trying to hide the identities of the kids that they have, like seizing control of these agencies. One of them is a literal Nazi talking about eugenics and all of this. And they haven't targeted any real waste or corruption. They, at best, have found spending that, oh, we don't like this spending. But even then, a lot of the times they have to misrepresent it or they lie about how much it was. So it's like, what is the point of this, right? And we're giving them millions of dollars to do it. If you wanted to cut real waste, if you wanted to cut real corruption, you go to the Defense Department, something that has failed 7 audits in a row. But Trump has specifically said that he won't cut it. So great job, MAGA. You fell for it again.